Viene Las Vegas contra Vancouver. En verdad yo quiero que gane Las Vegas. Nada más por joder. Yo sé que ellos no van a poder jugar en Champ porque ellos no cualifican. Pero que se joda. Vamos. Era de esperar que perdiera Vancouver contra el Thieves. Nunca han podido ganar. Uy, Fred. Diablo, con calma, brother, con calma.
Yeah, interesting moment there where somehow you get a flip set of spawns for both teams. I don't think you're expecting as everyone pauses, turns their heads and assesses the situation, but there will be a couple of clean kills for Vancouver. Those trophy spawns will reward them getting in on pool's side. Falcons likely to try and mop up a little bit of time here, but it's about assessing up this P2.
Qué diferencia.
One of the better hills on the map for returning yourself a bit of purchase. Figuring out how to break this Vancouver squad down.
Ay, todo el mundo tiene SMG.
At least for now, if you are Surge, but getting aggressive through the middle of the map is going to allow Vegas to still make this mixy, but the gunfights at the end of the hard point go in favor of Vancouver, so they win the return.
Ay, el pie.
You got Priesta and Exton trying to work their way around the back. Exton is able to win one, but he's instantly traded, and Vancouver's set up too strong.
And the one thing for Vegas here, you're applying enough pressure to force those spawns right at the southern side of that map. You do get one then in dirt for Nasty, and Falcons here just trying to what is a very small line right now to very little success.
Vamos a ver si...
Final 30 seconds off this hill, Vegas.
No, ok.
See nothing of it. Nasty gets a little bit over it.
Este con 3.
Ayuden
al pana, brother. Llevó todo el mundo.
Try and pull this team on through, considering what he's done through this season.
Yeah, Archery con 2. Archery con 3. Últimos 9 puntitos, están rotando. Número 6. Está ready para el pressure. Ahí está. 1. Oh, es ni qué duro. Uy, con calvita, con calvita.
Big kill by Boozer, by the way, to just get rid of that player that was sniffing around.
Eso es malo. Hoy sería el único vivo ahí. Sí, él tiene que mantenerse vivo obligado.
Surge here, so it's going to flip the Falcons out. So RCT's here, a huge job on hand, not just for art control now, but for that P4 after.
And RCT's knows that he's going to get
diablo.
Playing for this kill, and this is the worst case scenario for that situation to happen, because now Vancouver have the spawns that they want for art, even though kills are still going down.
Qué buena es, ni se llevó los dos. Y el Pre también, último 17 para Las Vegas. Oye, espérate, wow. Ah, esa explosión de la del cajo. Odio. Corre.
Pred's going to try and still apply pressure, but that should give you
a
little bit of a buffer if you are the Vancouver Surge. So set up in for P4 here. Great work for 3. And this is that combo that so often, if you string it together, we'll just hand this map on over, and we know how good Surge are here.
Yeah, Surge are phenomenal at this hard point. They are set up on the crosses. They value the light so well. No one scams and gives them the 3 first kills. And with the Boozer just causing mayhem in towards art, drawing the intention on this side, you know that your teammates on the hard point are going to be uncontested. But RCT's does win a one-on-one. He's the only one here. Everyone else is still spawning out towards the mid-map, so Surge still holding.
Uy, vamos. Ah, yo estaba one shot.
One that he really shouldn't have, and then finds Exit in the hill as well. Nade goes on out. It's going to force Priesta to try and move. And 0-4 here on a force spree.
Ay, María, por poco se llevó el tercero.
Absolutely running a tear through this Vegas Falcons lineup.
¿Qué? Diablo, Néstor, ¿cómo mata? Ese ni ha matado como 4 personas a pistolita.
Seeing themselves 70 points plus down after the first set of rotations.
Es ni 16-11. Es como que lo único que brilla en Vancouver. En verdad están jugando bien, pero Néstor me están... He's alright. Archery está bien. Priesta 5. Es ni vamos. Cállalo. Ahí está.
Reinforce your way back to the middle of the map. It's also a good time.
Nasty, he's just cleared that all now. Falcons, can you do a better job than you did the first time round when it comes to these P2 spawns? We have let 0-4 slip the net for a moment. Could influence those spawns massively, of course. RCT just stays up on the points. 3 dead for the Falcons, so an opportunity then to
Brad.
the rest of this time.
Ay, por poquito
P2 rotation for the Surge. It's about how you approach this. And it looks like just
ya tiene rotación ya. Número 6 debería ir para el punto. Ok, número 6 no hay para el... Bueno, esa es buena, sí. Eso fue bueno, sí. Aunque perdieron... ¡Ah! ¡Qué buena! Ethnic le ganó. Vete pa'l carajo.
Last man standing through poolside. All of Surge have to push their way to the front with Vegas winning rotation anew.
And the Falcons start to get that line in place. They draw themselves on out. Nasty, though, might slip the net.
Qué
He's
bueno,
going to get
Algo.
in without being detected. And, well, what could have been a fantastic setup sees that its foundations ripped on out as Nasty slips on through pool, gets himself into the point. This is going to fit into a bit of a bloodbath now. As Nasty finds one. Got to be worried about two coming in through the back door.
No.
Slice finds one. Nasty! Just about cleaned up by Xnid, but 0-4 here. Support, clean it all
No,
up.
por nada, bro. No está jugando bien este juego, loco.
Damn, that's not good.
22-15.
Vancouver, they are banking on this setup. Let's trap you toward the backside of P2 for as long as we possibly can. But now those spawns get a little bit mixy. Two players spawn all the way over towards Art, so you know the pinch is on the horizon there for Falcons, and they make the most of it for the final 15 seconds. But this is truly, if they're going to get themselves back into the game, or if they're going to lose this map number one. This P3 to P4 is
Bueno, es que, exacto, el punto número 3 y el punto número 4, diablo, Force se llevó a 3. Pero el punto número 3 y el punto número 4 es tan y tan importante en este mapa. Especialmente el 4, mano.
Fullside didn't really belong to them. Well, Xnid has found his way into the middle of the map, so an opportunity here to win that gunfight, and you do. Surge spawning all the way up north. Now that is going to be leaving them worried about that people.
Ay, pobre Prista.
Right now,
7-17. Diablo,
Surge largely in the driving seat.
Ay. Yo creo que está GG. Prista está 7-17.
Yet to soak a single second here at the P3. Vancouver find themselves up by 60. And if you're Vegas, this is a crucial moment in the game. They find two kills at the right time. Two players from
Últimos 12 para Vegas. Vamos a ver si Esmin se hace la jugada. Ay, mamá. Ay, mamá. Ay, mamá. Ay, mamá.
You actually get given it as well. Xnid not willing to push
No. Está uno. 6-6. Esmin se la jugó.
Okay, you fall, but look at the Surge players arrive because they had time to.
Ay, loco. Buena.
Doesn't matter. The SMGs from Vegas are able to
Ah, qué buena es. Hiciste la jugada, hiciste la play.
Over towards the money hill. It's a 50.
No, pégale un tiro o algo.
You can tie the game up with all this time.
No, lo
AR's watching the crosses, but
Fred, tienes que sobrevivir.
Through the right
Mira,
side.
ponieron.
And even with Vegas still having the back spawns, this is a crucial moment in the game.
Ay, Prista. Te están dando. Yo no sé cómo es que está vivo. Prista están dando duro, 9-20. El juego está cerca porque Esni está 30-20. Si no, yo creo que Vancouver hubiera ganado ya.
How long you can test this for? Because again, what you can do is draw a line in the sand, keep you pinned into P4, and play out of P1. Falcons didn't manage it last time. It looks like Vancouver might have an opportunity to get out this time.
If you're Falcons, though, we need to start to step it on up. Xnid has already crossed that 30-kill mark. Priest is sitting at 9-21. He's one of your main ARs on a map like Vault, where his presence needs to be felt. Gunny needs to start to be warmed up on the side of Vegas if they want to fight their way back into this game. They did it last go around with this P1 to P2 chain, not really allowing Surge to get any time here, but the kill feed lights up blue. Surge finally.
Jugador favorito. Pues yo lo vi jugando desde. Creo que fue desde Infinity War. Infinity Warfare. Y W, por decirlo así. Y de verdad, que mierda. Está dando duro. Vamos a ver. Buena, Ethnic con 2 en el punto. 4-16, vamos. Ay, lo mataron. No, al serio. Yo creo que los pone afuera.
Yeah, you want to return the last go around towards P2, but you can already see on your minimap one player spawning in Africa. RCDs is forced to now jog his way all the way back over towards P2. Vancouver wins the rotation technically over towards the P2 HP. They breach that 200-point mark. RCDs is finally going to be in play. He secures the back.
Yo no sé cómo RCDs me llevó a uno, pero durísimo. Prista, vamos.
Yeah, you do have Prista at least finding one in the back, and you're going to get some support in there. Pinch coming on through does not work out. Neptune lights up 2-0-4 with another.
Lo que prendido le están dando a esta gente.
No, they're actually just going to delay this whole push.
0-4 está.
Beautiful work.
Wow, Nasty, el que está partiendo. Uy, Prista con 2. Coño, por fin. Prista con 3. Más tarde, pero dale.
That will be Vancouver cleaned on up. An opportunity then for Falcons. Get whatever you can out of this and hit a rotation. And with that kill from
Pues,
Press, that'll
está
keep Vancouver
34-27.
off towards this dirt
Y
side.
yo creo que no han puesto la cámara de él casi nada.
Finding every single kill, at least also not allowing Surge to get any remaining time there at the P2, but they only need 27 seconds. Vegas now needs to play their P3 to P4 chain to get themselves back.
Uy, ya bostecé justo cuando él pegó esos tiros. Claro, el pana tiene un láser. Ay, Prista, no muera.
Nasty, just gonna be a little bit of a thorn in the side here. Holding himself down at palms. Finds Prista top hard.
Buena, buena. Este con dos.
Exnid finds two more. Exnid, by the way, at 37-28 is a ridiculous stat line for a team that is losing by 90 right now, doing his absolute
lo vieron.
best,
No.
refusing to go out quietly.
Se echó para atrás.
He stays alive on the
Y no.
point.
Qué partida, diablo, quemaron a Prista.
Varsities for a good couple here will allow Falcons a moment to soak up some time and potentially set up for P4.
Man, this is a lot of time that Vegas got here at the P3, and now they're already stabilizing on the map.
Ay, Prista, tienes que sobrevivir. Tienes que sobrevivir.
Combined for
Ay,
3 kills,
ay,
they step up in the
ay, por
aggression,
poquito,
and now it's
loco.
on Prista, last man standing. He
Ya
is
está
going to
GG.
fall.
Sí, ya está
And
GG.
Vancouver now win the rotation.
No van a poder
over towards
comprar
20 here
esto.
at P4. They need 20
Difícil.
seconds to close it out. One opportunity here for Vegas.
Ya empezaron mal.
Vancouver with kills
Esnid.
at the right moment
Wait,
to give them this P4
Esnid.
control. And you can see
Esnid,
why they are
vamos
so
a el
damn
dos.
good when it comes to this map.
Ok,
Know
Esnid.
exactly
Espérate,
what to
espérate, está
prioritize
bueno.
and when, but
No
O4
puede
is going to be
ser.
overwhelmed here.
Nah, no
Players
te
arrive
creo.
from every entryway and clear it on out. So Vancouver having to refigure out a push.
Pero
You have Neptune
¿cómo
up
ganó el
close, and
punto?
he
Vayan
puts
para el
two.
punto, nadie quiere ir
Wants
para el
to find one.
punto.
Priest has got to go. You've got to go. Steps on the point and cleans it
Ay,
off.
ay, ay.
Find the second no, and it is
Esnid
all
se quedó ahí como que
dusted.
esperando a gente que cruzaron por la izquierda y el
Manages to
punto.
apply that final pressure and will,
Ay, 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 qué
although not
mierda.
be
Yo
the
quería
final
que este
player
tipo
standing, at
ganara.
least find the end points and the map.
Aunque no es por
for
nada.
Vancouver to go
Vancouver en,
Not like a map, my friend,
¿cómo se llama este mapa? En Volt está
We talked
salvaje.
a lot about, you know, where Vegas had standouts from Exnid and moments where they seem to set up and get broken, but it's hard to look away when we're going to look at his scoreboard. Priesta, it just felt like he unfortunately was a
Bueno, vamos para el Surge.
3v4.
Ay, ahora sí.
Massive map here
Ahora sí, el café.
for Vegas.
Buenísimo.
They're going to be the team early.
Bueno, se echen destroy.
Remember, I said it. They love to play with the aggression. And this time, they're at least going for the 2-2 split with Exnid taking a little space in towards Gens.
Ahí sí, cuidado.
In the moment of pause, as everyone gets their stuns out, assesses the
buena.
information that they've gained, and RCTs will open up with one into Burger. So at least that build off of if you're the
No, Pred.
Falcons and Pred will find another. So a 2v4, that instant aggression coming on through. Vancouver reeling and trying to get together to find a way to fight this.
Yeah, 2v4 now. Left up to 0-4 and the SMGs on the side of Vancouver.
No me quite el audio otra vez. Por favor.
Not the right time to take shots.
Ah.
Fortunately, both players are right in front of them, and they're able to take care of Exnid without that bomb being planted. So you're still giving 0-4 Neptune a lot of time to clutch.
Yes, I'm indeed. On this one, Neptune here, just trying to find freebie. Oh, going to slip on through, and Priest is just not looking. And oh no, Neptune finds another. Fred will stay up for a heartbeat, but somehow stays up and in the fight. And the fact that the Falcons have turned this situation into a 1v2 where Fred's going to try and retrieve ball and 15 seconds on the clock.
Difícil.
Somehow
Yo creo que voy a intentar
unthinkable.
matar a los dos. Vamos a mantenerse vivo.
They're just simply not going to have time. To either locate both kills or get the objective down in Vancouver.
Muy para
the
atrás.
back of the SMGs are able to start off the search and destroy with a massive 2v4 clutch. If you are Vegas, it was a perfect start to the round. You had Arcides find that opening kill in towards Burger, which sets up Pred to be aggressive in towards Burger for the second. But as soon as you find those 2 kills, everyone just rallied together. We don't have to be put in isolation gunfights. Let's just get the objective down and play the trades. But once that first kill goes down onto Exnid, even still with the man-up advantage, you just weren't in a position to get that objective planted. And 0-4 Neptune are able to capitalize on a massive opening round there for Vancouver to go up 1-0.
Yeah, I mean,
Granadita.
ex-pro player, my friend. You played at a level that I could never dream of, and well, I winced watching that one come on through, so I can't imagine how you felt. Just get yourselves together, play that numbers advantage. They never do. You can manage to get your way into A here, and Falcons, well, they've just backed on off, essentially reeling from the shock of giving up that 2v4, and that's going to give a free plant potentially away to Neptune.
It's all about the timing. When Vegas decides to strike for this retake, they're not going to be in a position to contest instantly through glass. So now 40 seconds to go. 4v4 in this situation.
Le está preguntando, yo estuve en esa esquina, so yo voy a chequearla. Qué buena es.
Ned backs on off, baits Neptune in and finds one at least. So that's an opportunity to come on in. It will be traded. All four.
Qué buena. No te creo. Y te sale esta mierda.
The bomb at some point. I don't think you have to worry for a moment. RCTs will cross. That's information gained. Just delaying the timer. No one's going to go near the bomb. All four finds one. He's on his own.
Ay, qué buena, loco.
Lo va
a clocharlo. Ay, Dios mío. Lo va a clochar. Qué fucking duro. Diablo, vete para el carajo. Desde que él estaba mirando la bombita, yo sabía que iba a ganar. Nadie como que sabía dónde estaba. En verdad, ese spot creo que nadie lo chiquea.
Like, he understands I am the guy playing the clutch. We already are in a man disadvantage. As long as I time this to perfection when I decide to chow, it'll work out in my favor. He was just crawling like a caterpillar at the double doors. Throw an extra shoulder. All right, no one's on bomb. Do it again. No one's on bomb. And you already see two red dots right next to you. So chooses the right time to strike forward to double. Doesn't need the third kill to secure the round. And 0-4 off to a great start at 5-1 here in the S&D.
Ahora sí.
Outrageous levels of discipline there, control. As all the chaos unfolds, he knew exactly how he wanted to play that. Delayed and bought time.
Vio todo el mundo.
Falcons are probably
Vio todo el mundo.
El
mundo está acá. Era el número 2 cogiendo. Él sabe ya.
And Neptune will pick up the first blood, but Priesta at least answers back.
Ahí el cajito. Ah, por eso es que no había tanta presión, pues que había un cajo también, so una persona menos. No te creo que él logró que se cogiera ese timing. Ay, Priesta lo... Ah, murió. Yo creo que aunque él matara a uno, como que no le iban a matar, le iban a tradear a las millas.
They're getting off to strong starts in rounds. I think that on the defense, they were a little bit slow, gave it up for free, but they managed a pretty successful retake apart from the fact that 0-4 goes huge. They're, initially, especially in the first and third round here, they've done a great job finally clearing that up and seeing that round through. It's about those situations where they should come out on top, not letting them slip. I think that's the difference between a team in the situation they're in and one of those teams that's looking at taking themselves into a champ spot.
And that's been their situation, basically, ever since this roster has been formed. Like, they just don't have the ice, even when you give them the heavy man quickly into this next round. All-out aggression in towards Gen. You go trade for trade. RCT's able to walk out on top with an extra one. So another man-up advantage here for Vegas.
Ese spot. Yo no sabía eso.
You don't have the info, or do you, that the bomb is going to be down over towards Gen? Everyone's just playing real tight in that situation.
Ellos saben que la bomba está ahí, mano. Por eso no se han movido.
Nasty's going to bang the door open. Done. I don't think we'll connect. It does not. To get back together here, we've already watched a 2v4 and a 1v3.
Muy bien. Yo iba a decir, tú el trophy.
To try and add the third one to that tally, but well, you do get Pred actually finds an exit. And you find the kill. Yes, you do. You activate. Turns into a 2v1. Does not need to take that fight. And we'll be backed on down. Does the right thing to...
No le regalen un kill a Buza, ni uno. Ay, no.
Buza on a donut so far.
0-4.
Checks the wrong corner. So Vegas, at least stabilizing, have now found 2 rounds, and it seems they're doing a better job.
Al fin, mira las cámaras. Ve, ahora hay ángulo, ahora hay de todo. Ahorita era siempre en la esquina. Tanto en otro stage. Otro camarógrafo.
So far, that's been the answer in these last 2 rounds here for Vegas to tie the game up at 2. Communication starting to fire. Pred understanding what the setups are looking like. He's trying to be the IGL here to rally the guys back because he is on 6 in a row. If you're Pred in this situation, probably want to bait your teammates a little bit or invest that RC card, because if you can earn yourself a Hellstorm, that's a massive
diablo. Neptune.
Problem is you activate and RCT's falls amongst it, so any sort of map presence you were hoping to gain is quickly spotted, and then, well, 2 kills come on through for Vancouver, so Vegas here, you get for a couple of freebies, and, well, you at least get one out of 0-4, but instantly traded.
Yeah, now it's Pred left in a 1v3.
Yo tú tratas de sobrevivir, loco.
Knocked down to 48 HP, still on 7 in a row.
Ese Hearthstone los va a ayudar un montón.
Clutching up in this 1v3. 45 seconds to go. Both players from Vancouver currently spread, but you gotta expect them to eventually rally together for that army of 2 setup.
Fred will at least get the information.
Lo que buena.
It gives him the confidence to plan today. You find a clean exit. I think Pred, yeah, is going to look to wrap this and get a little bit of a timing situation potentially. Do Vancouver just instantly dump on this bomb? You do.
Ay, por poquito le sale. Pero sacó... ¿Le dieron la racha? Yo creo que plantó, mató a alguien.
Felt like Pred had pulled it off for a moment. Works it so well on the exit. But it's the fact that Vancouver as well willing to just dive that and force the situation. If you don't come to us, we get the defuse. If you do, we get to set ourselves up for that trade, and Abuza reacts quickly enough.
Yeah, and if you're Pred, you were just hoping that when you turn that corner in towards Jens, that door would have been open, because you stand a better chance at clutching up on that round. When you're forced to break it down, commit on the player defusing the
Yo no sé si le dieron la racha.
Man standing on the side of Vancouver to instantly get that trade. But that's just one of those rounds there. If you're Vegas, like the strategies you can already tell was I'm gonna slow this round down, use our RC card to play info. And if you're RCDs, you just simply can't afford to die in that scenario when that is the play call. Fortunately for them,
yo no creo.
And already on the first blood goes in favor of Abuza.
Diablo.
Ya,
se llevaron a pista. Uy, pero a ver si se lleva uno. Qué buena, Alec. Tranquilo, papá.
Alec here will, well, he eat that one up for free. Turns it into a 1v1. Nasty then against RCTs. Nasty has the bomb. He can back off from this. I think he doesn't want to let RCTs out. As the nade goes on over.
Muy buena.
Good nade.
Both players here.
Cuidado.
Really good nade. You're going to have him weak. Nasty's going to continue to finesse shoulder, shoulder. RCD only has 7 bullets left in the clip. Going to
Alec.
with the pistol.
Alec tiene que estar
and the two-time world champion.
¿Qué se cree este
able
tipo?
to ice up on a massive round there for the Falcons. But, like, if you're 0-4, what the hell are you doing, bro? Like 2v1. Andrew, like, what is he doing?
This is my first time casting the Call of Duty League, and I am trying to be respectful. But what on earth you're thinking in that moment? I don't know.
One
for his faults, but RCTs must have had to blink twice. I'm being given that one for free. Sure, I'll take it. And then does a wonderful job of just keeping Nasty busy. Felt like Nasty could have probably backed off, tried to get there with the bomb over towards B. But Alec cooks that perfect nade and doesn't give him the opportunity. Cleans it on up. Another clutch so far in RS&D.
Anda, diablo. Buena.
Right there, you're 0-4.
Oh, se llevaron a Alec. Y Priesta se la llevó ahí.
Already into this next round. It's a one-on-one in the first 15 seconds. Priesta via Abuza.
¿Abuza está en cero? No, Abuza se llevó 3. Ay, loco. El timing. Ah, buena, Priesta. Vamos. Vamos. Literalmente, este tipo tiene el monitor de lado.
Not going their way in these ones where we bang out over A, but then they're just cleaning up on X's. Little moments where, as Vancouver put themselves in a spot where you're in a 2v1 or 3v1, they just go, okay,
el zoom de la cámara está un poquito de más, ¿viste? Yo creo que está un poquito de más. Tampoco le quiero ver lo...
It's almost gone from Vegas doing fantastic in the start of
las espinitas ni nada.
Vegas suffering now at the start, but at least finishing strong.
Yeah, it's insane, man, because the aggression has been the key for Vegas. Even when gunfights are not going in favor of them, they're still having that clutch factor at the end of these rounds and now have the advantage by 1.
Ah, qué buena, loco.
And now they're continuing the aggression by taking some DVD space away, but Nasty gains the info, hits the audible, bomb is not going to get planted at B.
Es que tan cómodo. Ah, yo creo que el número 8 va a morir. Ah, no tiene que ser lo peor del mundo, brother.
Abuza has managed to find his way all the way through. He could potentially
Embuste.
Here,
Ahora lo mató.
Looks like you're trying to here just to give you a little bit of a play from if you are Vancouver. And at least you find him to make it a bit more manageable.
Now it's on Neptune. Can he get anything done from Jen's side? Abuza wins his one-on-one, but you know that everybody else had to be aggressive through the map.
Pero ¿por qué no planta en B? ¿Por qué?
They're going to decide to go for these.
Yeah, diablo, se encontró medio mundo.
X-Did is going to find the kill. And Falcons now at game point. Surge
Oh,
have
Falcon.
not had an answer.
Sí, ve, él tiene el monitor de lado.
DVD. And even when you're thinking that they do, when they hit the perfect audible,
están girando y todo. ¿Viste la sonrisa? Va a ganar, papá.
You have all the information gained once that streak is invested, and you also find the opening kill.
No sé por qué. No sé por qué como que intentaron.
No sé.
Yo no voy a decir nada. Yo...
You mentioned already through this tie about
¿Quién yo soy para hablar? ¿Quién yo soy? Pero lo que quería decir era que como que hubieran ido para ver. Abuso había matado a Alex, podía seguir para allá, ir para ver y... Neptune ya estaba por esa área, o sea, él podía plantar cómodo allí.
Actually, a slower play from Falcons this time. So a change up in strategy, a little bit of smoke and mirrors, a little bit of misdirection. Surge here, recognize that it's not the typical Falcon strategy coming on through. Slow it down themselves.
Yeah, and this is going to be tough though now because with no aggression on any parts of the map. You have no info on what the setup is currently looking like on the side of Surge. Already been 35 seconds wiped off the game clock. Still playing it super patient in your spawn, and Vancouver are just banking on their tight setup.
Me quitaría en este escenario. Pues tú sabes que tú no tienes control de la calle completa, no tienes control del otro lado. Pred se llevó. Y tipo el carajo, yo no sé cómo lo mató.
Priester now has complete control on the route in from Jens. Makes a lot of noise, of course, on entry. Gonna try and put the bomb down.
Ah, 04.
And doesn't die, importantly. Stays up, will get the bomb down. So, huge fight between Abuza and Xnid to try and set up to collapse around this. But the bomb's down, timer's ticking.
And all you gotta do is just play your trades. You're Vegas, you have 04 isolated, 2v4. Information on both players as well. This is going to be
Qué buena, Falcons viene. Vamos.
A massive one at that to tie the series up. And you best believe Xnid is already out his chair roaring.
Uy.
I mean, we said
él va cogiendo al baño. Cogiendo.
Map 1, we felt that this belonged to Vancouver, and we were answered as such. There were moments from Vegas, but it certainly went Vancouver's way. But could you, in map 2,
a little bit more, and you're going to stand a pretty good chance of taking this.
Ey, pero empezó el juego, Cambien, ay, no, el audio. Ay, producción. Bueno. ¿Verdad? ¿Esto no es un replay? No, este es el juego actual. Está de loco. Qué bueno, Alex.
Last series, you take a round that you should, but then you lose your S&D to the bottom team in the league. So,
sorry.
Ferocity's well do enough here to get that first take on through.
Qué buena, loco. Abusa, matadusa. Oh, ya, diablo, loco, le vació un cartucho completo. Vete pa'l carajo.
Second segment should be guaranteed unless Neptune is able to time the jump in at the right time, but he commits more on the gunfight to control top plat. Second segment does get locked, and RC is still the last man standing in this position.
Se perdió, Alex, se perdió.
Qué bueno. By the way, we're keeping an eye on as he finds another, just assisting Pred there to get on through. Be cleaned up. I think that's going to be before we have to consider anything to do with health. But they did find 2 ticks at least. It's Pred. Just continues to run amok a little bit here at Archie. Is going to be pushed by 1 more, eventually cleaned on up. Vancouver here, you do get the kill that eventually will let you push out a little bit, but Vegas at least keeping that pressure high. You talked about the aggression that they like to play with. For now, at least, it's got Vancouver in a spot where they don't have anything set up.
Yeah, they don't have any presence as well over towards that B point, so Priest hitting that pinch to find that open kill allows his team to overextend through well, and Neptune's going to fill that gap.
Neptune está
able to line up with double. You know he's going for the Eagle Child for the third, but he gets taken care of by Pred. Pred's able to find a double. B point is going to be done and dusted.
Y tienen ventaja en vida y todo.
Right now. You're down by 5
lives. Una música de algún lado.
Slap in the mouth that the Falcons are giving you
no,
right now.
Yo estoy loco, yo escucho una música. Porque ya no la escucho.
Nearly there. Will be cleaned up
just con 2.
But Xnid dived, you're up 14 and 8, and that tick comes on through. You've got so much time to play with here.
Número 3. Escucha la música, parece que está el otro stream cogiendo. Pred en el flank.
Crucial moment here for Vancouver. You're still down by 5 lives. Pred is still roaming in your spawn on 6 in a row. You can just slow this down if you're Vegas to play TDM.
Ay, ¿lo vio o no lo vio?
Hunt on a 6-3. Abuza has tucked himself off here at the stairs. This wasn't clear by Pred, so he might not expect it. Somehow stays alive. Abuza's going to want that one back.
Pred 20
in favor of Vancouver, but it's still a 6v9. Make it a 5v9.
Asómate tú.
Going to have to be pretty much perfect.
Ay,
Otherwise, giving up a valuable offense here at the start.
35 seconds to go.
Anda el diablo.
04 needs to get something done, but gets caught slipping by Archdies. Now no more respawns. Neptune has to make something out of nothing, but he's only able to get one. The second segment is already locked. Everyone from Vegas should be stacking the point because the segment is so much more important, but it does not matter. They take the opening attack with the aggression, and now Vancouver, like, what the hell is going on with the top 3 squad all season?
I mean, to be a fly on
that stage, está bien perdido,
the Vancouver players are reacting right now, blinking in disbelief. This is the team, again, back-to-back second placings in the majors, a team that we all think very highly of. But right now, the team that no one counted for is standing up and demanding respect in this series. It is, of course,
Alex, al principio la partida estaba rompiendo. ¿Cuánto terminó? 9-5. Freddy y Alex son los que están cayendo.
Man, 04 is at a 4-9 start. Pred on the opposite side, 9-4 start.
Vamos a ver qué hacen ahora defendiendo los Falcones.
Showing their struggles. But now Surge had 5 seconds to make up for it. Thankfully, on their offensive approach, they're going to have that trophy system to make their way out of well a lot easier. Breakoff is going to be massive. Archdies finds a player working on the pinch. 04 is there for the trade. You're slowly but surely working up your progression.
Okay, Prista mató aquí, creo que el número 8 así. Yo creo que el spawn trap va a estar feo.
Vancouver here just trying to make a bit of a statement.
Qué buena Prista. Prista es, sí, Prista. Recuerdo tu espalda. Y ahora sí, la otra idea, ya todo el mundo va por ahí. Uy, qué buena es. No, con calma, papi, con calma. Así que ni yo me lo esperaría.
Now it's on Archdies with an SMG in hand. Gotta alleviate the pressure or not.
Al menos que Pred haga milagro, de verdad. Bueno, prácticamente lo hizo. Qué buena Prista. Diablo, loco. Número 6 tiene que darse cuenta de todo el mundo por ahí. Ah, no pudo matar a Nasty. Qué buena, loco. Eso quedó lindo. No mentir. Ay, Prista, coge, escóndete.
40 seconds to go, down 3 lives. And you will try again at this B point. You find the first kill, but look at this arrow swarm. Look at the setup. And Pred reads the players coming on through well side. Vancouver right now having to assess.
Yo no sé cómo este tipo no funcionaba bien con Optic, te lo juro. No sé cómo.
There's only 30 seconds left to go. All of Vancouver now have to commit themselves to the OE because we don't want to waste time to wrap our way back through well. And next thing, they're just going to get out of dodge. Allow Neptune to go for the trade, but instantly going to be traded because Vegas had the power positions. Final 15 seconds. All of Surge coming off the respawn, and Pred again behind enemy lines, just being so damn annoying to account.
Just being the thorn in the side. Irritating at all times. Just a moment to breathe.
Big win.
You will at least get some push on out here. Some success from Nasty and Abuza. So that does come on through. Gives you that 60 seconds on the clock.
Este juega súper bien, loco. Es que tiene como que un tic nervioso o algo así. Es como que se mueve bien rápido, a la misma vez frena bien rápido. Como que no sé ni cómo explicarlo.
Courtyard because X no, my cut is over towards the rock side. He's able to get one, get out of dodge, reposition toward top spiral, almost gets the better of Abuza there. But it's 4PB6. One more of the kills in this round is Vegas.
Surge, you can clear off Pred. You do at least have forward presence from Nasty here to give you an opportunity to squeeze. But it has to be perfect. 27 seconds, 5v12. And a setup from the Falcons coming on in as they start to find ways to surround the collapse.
GG, diablo, Falcon. Partiendo el control.
Falcons with the aggression to just way too hard to account for. We are losing track of
Falcon va a ganar su primer juego contra Vancouver. Si Falcon llega a ganar contra Vancouver, no sé qué decir. Yo no sé qué decir.
You only allowed Vancouver to secure 3 on that round. So you're still up by
es triste porque, verdad, ya Falcon pues prácticamente este es tu último torneo. Bueno, falta IWC. Pero aquí del CDL, pues el último. Pues no cualificaron para Champ. Ni aunque ganen este torneo, cualifican.
well and truly have taken a hold
Vamos a
of
ver,
this
espérate.
series
¿Cuántos kills tiene?
and have Vancouver exactly where they want them.
15-8, 16-10.
Some of those stat lines.
Hasta ahorita en verdad como está jugando bien. O4 que está en la mierda. Yo creo que O4 no la tuvo fácil contra el Active. Yo creo que la tenían como chupeta.
They're getting everything that they want in this control currently. Already the initial kills also going their way. They find the first two. They're working on the first segment here at the A point. And this is catching Vancouver completely off guard. Thankfully, a massive one-on-one gunfight they secured from Nasty. First segment does get locked, but at least you win the trade fight to stabilize on the map.
Qué buena, loco. Oh, smooth. Se dio smooth la transición. Mierda. Yo imagino literalmente el muñeco cuando lo mata, se cayendo la pistola y la coge en el aire. ¡Pah! Y la carga ahí mismo. Viendo en boost. ¿Qué está atacando? Ok, Vegas. Vegas. Los Falcones.
Yeah, you're still trying to look for where they are. We know that we
Lo liste.
A majority of the one-on-one gunfights, but you go 2 for 2 in the battle. Pred stopping the clock. Hopping on the B objective.
Mataron el de Black
was
justo a
holding down
tiempo.
top office, but once he wins that one-on-one, we know we have a free segment here at the B point. It's just the
Ay, Dios mío, ¿cómo está ahí? Ah, pero se llevó uno de ellos. Uy, ya el flank de Abusa no funcionó. Ah, está bien, pero mataron a Pred. Prista, tu momento. Ah, no se va a dar cuenta. No se va a dar cuenta. No está esperando. Yo pensé que le iba a hacer challenge a las millas. Ganó.
This is getting bad. Now if you are Surge, because you have no map control, you are stuck in your spawn. You need someone to have a moment. Abusa at least wins the one-on-one.
Ay, Dios mío, Nasty con uno.
That player one shot does not
Prista
want
se
to give
llevó
up this
otro.
last segment here at the B point. But Prista,
Ay, Dios
he's
mío,
already
yo
gained
pensé.
his health back. Almost
Yo pensé que se iba a llevar el último.
But at least
Yo me
all time
asusté.
for his teammates to get back into the mix.
Ay, pero me va a correr el punto ahora. A menos que Nasty haga magia. No. Ya la Falcon va a hacer un 3-0 en control.
Very far forward if you're the Falcons. Look at this pressure on A and B. Vancouver have to pick one and scramble. You put a lot of faith into Neptune here to clear this off, and RCT will find him, and that's 3 dead in the feed.
Loco, no puedo creer esto.
Yeah, and that's all 4 dead.
Falcon está poniendo a esta gente de chupeta. Vete pa'l carajo.
Falcons quickly in the control.
Ni ellos mismos se lo creen.
Now go up 2-1 in the series.
Ay, María,
it was a beatdown to
sonrisa.
the Surge to destroy, but that was
Pompeado.
a whole lot worse there on that Hacienda.
Qué
the
buena,
SMGs
loco.
continuously getting lost. The ARs dominating their
Ellos
side
tienen
of
que
the
ganar
map,
esto porque
and
yo creo que el
even when they
hardpoint
needed to pick
es
up an extra
Skyline,
jack
creo
one
que es.
hand, they were still popping
Estoy seguro.
multi-kill
Y a
after
Clayster.
multi-kill. The face from Pred says it all. He is so locked in right now. And the
No puedo
Falcons
creer que
now
se
take a
ganaron un
commanding
control contra
2-1
Vancouver.
lead versus the squad.
Es rewind. En verdad no sé cómo.
Top teams throughout this entire season.
Yo creo que Vancouver.
No
estoy seguro. No sé qué mapa este. O sea, quién escogió este mapa.
The way that they were shooting that last map, if they do that again, they're going home.
Anda el diablo.
Does not
Ok,
mind the
un
early
poco
challenge,
lento.
but Vancouver will at least find the first 4. So a moment to breathe then and assess the situation.
Sí, Vancouver tiene que ganar esto.
Falcons, of course,
No hay break.
set up how you retake
Ah,
this.
ellos tienen que tener la verdadera presión.
The one thing nice and early, of course.
La verdadera presión la tienen ahora mismo. Vamos a ver qué hacen.
Is not panicking, is knowing that what you've done so far through this series has got you into this position where you could see yourself through to the next round by pure merit. Vancouver, well, they turned the knife very early to go up 17.
Yeah, they're one of the best hardpoint teams we got in the game. They don't really find a lot of success on. You're still going up against the struggling Falcons lineup. So soak up at least 17
Qué bueno, loco, mataron al que
seconds.
iba a flanquear. Ok, espérate. Ok,
Here, trying to apply pressure is
Nasty.
eventually going to get cut down. Vancouver with
Diablo, vete para el carajo. Se jodió. Anda el diablo.
He's going to get that nade
Con
over the
dos.
top, land on Nasty. Pred will find 2 breaking out of gens, so all 4 here got quite a bit of work to do before teammates can get into any sort of position to cover. Arctis will find another. All 4, she's got buying time, and well, he won't be afforded it. The Falcons use that trademark aggression to just hammer in through the front door. Abusa will still be in the fight. But honestly, it's probably a case of just delaying, hoping your teammates can hit through the front. Does a wonderful job of that, and as his teammates collapse on
Y lo cogió. Ah, diablo,
this
sí.
hill from being broken.
Yeah, that is a beautiful play right there from Abuzu, who has been having a struggle of a series so far. He's been without question one of the top players, especially in that AR role, but hasn't really been consistent so far throughout this series. But that's a massive moment for Vancouver to soak up at least an extra 25 seconds. Give himself a 30-point lead, because now we're going into the crucial part of the map where the P3 to P4 chain is going to be the difference maker. Vegas currently have the spawns that they want. Now it's just put someone in a hard point.
No, pero es con dos.
Here,
¿Dónde diablo sacó el segundo?
Trying to keep an eye on Main Street. Xnid pushed up here, but has
pero es con dos más.
How important that could be as he slips
no,
through.
okay.
At least go back. Okay, at least goes back to clean it on up. Almost made it interesting, but
tipo lo hace todo, ¿verdad?
0-4 is a huge fight indeed. Quick shot that 5 sprint and gives you mid-map control, which will continue to protect your hill.
And there's still 30 seconds to fight for here. Still stabilizing on the back end with the spawns and your AR. Everyone moving out an extra one. We are holding down the long lanes. This player in the hard point is good. One shot. Xnid knows I don't really have a lot of ammo in my pistol, but I'm still going to commit on it. My teammates are here to assist. That's another clean 4 dead. Basically a flawless hold here at the P3. And now Surge are looking to find a break at one of the more difficult hills that we have here in the season.
Fred's job here is just to delay. It's just to ensure
el número uno. Oh, Llevo se hizo la jugada. Sí, ya ese punto es de Vancouver. Al menos que Arceris o Xnid.
Great break so far. Xnid will continue to apply pressure, but Vancouver Surge
completo. Ellos tienen que trolear bien brutal para que ellos pierdan esto.
Yeah, that's massive out of 0-4 to find that opening right through the mid-street, sneak behind enemy lines to secure the back spawn for his team.
Ya lo como él vio, él lo mató desde el otro lado de la calle.
But now the ARs are starting to hit. Nasty's able to pop a double 0-4, picks one up off
ya
the ground.
Tuvo que haber cogido un ángulo asqueroso.
25 is looking like it's going to go their way. But Falcons know we have to create extra layers on our approach. Continue to be annoying, continue to be aggressive, and have our rotation over towards Gens a lot easier.
Qué buena.
Big fight. Finds Neptune. That doesn't allow Vancouver Surge out for free then. He's trying to just hem back this coming wave. As his teammates set up in Gens.
No,
can you stay alive for? Not very. And the Semtex will be too long. So Vancouver Surge going to try and hit this straight through the front. Priesta, so much work to do. Finds one. Teammates arrive in numbers. And Pred also then activating around RV. Priesta, it's just about delaying time.
El número uno, loco, está flanqueando. Nadie se va a dar cuenta.
Yeah, 0-4 spawns out, and now his pinch is going to be felt. At least able to find one. Fred finds one before falling.
Ay, que explota le dieron.
0-4 with the movement gets the better of Arceris. Now you have control of the elephant side. You're spawning them all towards 18-wheeler. And even with Vegas, all the SMG presence that they had around this hard point, you got to work your way back in.
Qué buena.
A little bit of a
¿Pero por qué?
On the spawn, but it's what you do.
Les perdieron la de spawn. Priesta se llevó eso. No están flanqueando otra vez. Pero número 5 se dio cuenta. No, sí, yo creo que sí. Hey. Diablo, qué partida.
Will mean that we sit at about a 30-point gap at the end of the first rotation. We head back to P1, and Xnid and Pred find 2 kills to break on in. Neptune here's going to try and split this.
¿Dónde está? ¿Dónde está?
You search, you're seeing nothing, you get the wrong timings, and that will be Vancouver with a great rotation in.
Yeah, great break right there for Vancouver, because they were trying to look, where the hell is Brett? This guy's contesting the heart, but we can't find him. But no one was watching over him to keep him alive. So Surge now soaking up a lot of time here at P1. They still are trying to stabilize on the back end for the spawns that they want, going over towards P2. But Priesta not making their job easy. He's able to find a double. Pred strikes for the third. That's all 4 dead. Spawn still in control of Vegas. This is their way back into the game.
Insane work out of Pred there to find that 2-piece. Just trying to step on over. I like to just took yourself off in the corner here. Just buy a bit of time. Finds one, and to be honest, that's about as good as you could have.
Ay, Fred. Ay, Dios mío, perdieron rotación y todo.
Playing up through Burger side.
Esto va a estar feo.
P2 rotation on over. And that could well be the moment where we start to see a little bit of a gap appear here. 50 points already, and that clean rotation in for Vancouver could set them up for so much more.
Yeah, and this is the same thing that Vancouver did in that map for 1. Final 10 seconds of the old time. They find every single kill, flip you all the way across the map while they soak up a majority of the time at the old HP. Now you win the rotation over towards new. You stabilize the big one-on-one. Secured there from 0-4 onto Priesta. Now all your focus is on the front door, but still, Vegas, even with not the power positions, they're able to execute a majority of the kills.
¿Verdad que sí? Rompieron de lo más bien. Por lo menos me cogen los últimos 30. El número 5, el número 5. Ah, bien, pero se llevó a uno. Ah,
his work, but Vancouver break themselves back on in. You will still have close spawns if you are the Falcons, although one spawn out for Fred might actually give him a free route in for those 3 spawns. Keep an eye on number 7 on your minimap here.
Sí, eso mismo estoy viendo. El número 7. Pero saben que falta uno. Ay, por poquito. Ellos saben.
And you at least block him for now. We just gotta take Surge out of
Qué
this
bueno.
an angle.
Oye, pero es que Vegas como quiera murió, sí. Todo el mundo murió de Vegas cuando Fred estaba haciendo eso. Epa. Vienen todos. ¡Y! Espérate, rompieron. Ah, yo no entiendo. Ya lo quieren. Vete para el carajo. Si matan a Prista no, ¿cómo se llama el otro? Número 4. No, Neptune se hizo la jugada otra vez. Ah, ese es GG. Sí, mano, de verdad, Neptune se hizo la jugada para dejar el juego.
Might have handed you the rotation, but he also might have handed you the game, because that massive double allows his team to secure the spawns that they want going over towards the P4. Usually phenomenal when you talk about a squad that's fully set up in the money hill.
Nah, Cajo tiene que estar explotado ya.
Now there's non-stop pressure through the backside. Neptune needs to try to find a kill here, or at least finesse his life a little bit longer. The pressure for Vegas too strong. They find the brick.
Ah, la granada. Como que lo están exponeando ahí, ¿ves? Pero es lo importante de tener ese spawn, mano. Ya, la Prista no abuso, se llevó. ¿Por qué cambiaste? ¿No tenías bala? Yo creo que no.
The strategy here, draw a line and force Vancouver to try and cross it. But those opening kills might actually give you a bit of an opportunity to push out and gain some map presence.
Yeah, you have to gain map presence because you realistically don't want to give up all this junk time to Vancouver. But now that decision is already going to be made for you. Get the better of Neptune, but Abuza finds the trade. And even though Vegas technically win the rotation, you're instantly in position to find the break. Now Vancouver has the number.
Ah, mierda. Fred. Fred con 2. Ya, se acabó.
Suits Vancouver for a moment, and that team kill will confirm it. Neptune comes on in, and when it's most chaotic, he's at his absolute best. Pushes on out, gets cleaned up. A little bit more of a back and forth and a flurry.
Sí, se acabó. Vamos para un juego número 5. Ay, qué mierda. Esta era tu oportunidad, Vega. Vas a dejarlo aquí. Esto está feo, esto está feo. Aunque ganaron el Surge, so quién sabe la tienen.
Vancouver stick their chest out, come out swinging indeed in this map 4 and make it convincing.
Man, they're just a better hardpoint team. Even with not really having a lot of successful victories here on a map like Rewind, you still understand the teamwork aspect of what we need to do to walk away victorious at the end. And I think the biggest turning point
2-2, vamos para Surge. Ay, mamá. Si Falcon gana, va a estar bueno. Bueno, último juego. ¿Gana Falcon o Vega? Adiós. Vancouver o Falcon.
Game 5 to book our ticket.
Te escucho la música del otro stream. ¿O es de un cajo de eso? No, escucho. Tienen el audio bien jodido. No sé qué está pasando.
That's a massive stunt over the top by Exit to realize where the play is coming in. No nades are going to connect, so the bomb is going to get planted 4v4.
You basically, I mean, you are going to send Pred on an attempt of a pinch here, but I don't know if you read a Boozer deep back. You can get into the bomb site, but can you get there and do anything with it? Opening block will go the way of Exit. It's going to be traded on out.
Oh, Brista, levanta y explótalo.
Wait for now, 23 seconds.
Ay, Dios mío, poco lo pierde.
Priest is able to find a trade, and Pred is able to strike on the pitch at the right time. 1v2 all of the nasty. He's just trying to get out of dodge, and the Falcons able to successfully retake it over towards the B site to start off this round. That is a massive play right there from Falcons with the utmost confidence to just bombard their way through the backside of the courtyard. You're realizing, okay, bomb gets planted, they have no one camping corners, no one pushed up towards the side shack. So let's just take space here and make it chaotic. Force Booza to eventually try to go help his teammates out for Pred to execute on the pinch. And that one-on-one, the time
250 calorías, los monsters tienen 250 calorías.
On the first round.
Called absolutely beautifully. It is indeed.
Obligado, mira el sponsor abajo. Sí, no vamos a poner otra cosa que no sea monster.
Recognizing that there's no one playing for intel, and that then they can gain that bomb site back and force Vancouver to try and retake their own plan.
Pred lo sabe, Pred lo sabe, Pred lo sabe, Pred lo sabe. Ah, el loco.
Momentum that was being picked up by the Falcons by finding first blood.
Yo quisiera saber por qué muchos de esta gente como que reservan sus granadas. En este mapa lo sé, pero hay muchas veces en otros mapas también. En este mapa lo sé porque sé que es importante la granada por los cajos. Ah, ya saben dónde están. Yo creo que vieron también cuando se movió.
Right, yourself a little bit of folklore here, but unfortunately with not picking up that kill, you basically give away your position.
Lo tienen pillado. Todavía escucho como que música de otro stream o algo.
Hoping to find an isolated fight or a bit of an errant step from a Surge player. You're just not being handed it. They're happy to set up, say, all right, you plant the bomb. Force us into a small area, and we'll just smother you.
Yeah. Vancouver don't need to sweat anything out on this round. Exnit is trying to play for a kill before he thinks about that objective.
Ahora va a plantar. Ahora van a pillar ahora.
Has to commit on the bomb plan. Surge have the numbers and the timing on their side. Instantly able to stop him before he gets that objective down, and that's a massive round from Vancouver to tie the game up at 1.
Escucha la música de este stream, obligado.
That was one of those setups to where the best teams on dealership initially always love to shut down that courtyard push.
Bueno, no, uno.
When you find that first blood, now in the back of your mind, if you're Vegas, you have to prepare for that aggression next go around.
Tiene que ser el upset del evento. Segurísimo que es el upset del evento, si sucede.
Maybe next time round, the Boozer decides to sit a little deeper and it changes the Pred pinch potentially, but either way, you have been dealt a bit of a hammer blow very early there that the Falcons are not scared to run at you should it be required.
¿Qué pasó aquí? Pues estamos viendo esto. La ronda.
Again, the Falcons looking at a situation where they could double up nearly on their entire points of the season, and Vancouver Surge here pushed all the way through. You're going to get the site for free, but you overstep if you're Neptune. Give up the first blood, it will be traded. Goes down.
And now you're forced to back out of this positioning. You don't really have trophies since you're
Anda el diablo, ¿cómo explota?
Just going to slide on out, set up the teammate for the bait and switch with 0-4.
With the response, able to line
up 3 to close out the round. Vancouver with the aggression over towards 8, even with Neptune giving up his life for free. It was instantly responsive. Trophy systems are down, and then 0-4 still aggressive as hell over towards the car side. Is able to line up 3 to secure the round there for Surge and take the advantage by 1.
Of course, we don't get to see the very start of that round, but I am so curious about how you get that far pushed up at A4 free. There's no Skynades coming in, or if they do, they eventually come in very late. It ends up in a situation where Vancouver, once you've got that bomb down, forcing Falcons to retake, such a tough spot to be in. So Falcons then are going to go for some mid-map aggression. We don't see this often. Oh my god, Nesty finds the blood.
Ah, qué bueno.
Trying to dance with death. Unfortunately, 0-4 is able to line him up. So the aggression for Vegas has not worked out here.
Diablo, derritió.
Now dominate in this search to destroy. A 1v4 technically on the card for Priesta. Knocked down 33 HP, and that's a quick round there from Surge.
Ay, 3-1.
Just match the aggression through the middle of the map, or at least be prepared for the aggression. They find the first blood, instantly find the second.
Está jugando
and then just dominate with the numbers after that.
Bueno, para donde lo vale, de verdad.
Now up by 2.
Este search and destroy. Qué mierda.
Maybe the Falcons are trying to kind of keep Vancouver on their toes there, show that they've got different plays to make, but that felt a little bit like desperation. A full send through mid. You don't see it very often for a good reason. It is nothing short of a death box in there. The Falcons will be cleaned up and hooked away very easily. So the Surge then up 3-1 with bounce back. Looking for that 2-2 split up and potentially back over towards that courtyard. Just more of a setup here for Vancouver where you're applying more caution to that potential pinch.
But I love the setup initially already from Vegas.
Oh, no te creo.
An unfortunate team nade from Neptune is going to take down 0-4. Arcees already finds a second. Now you got to try to make something out of nothing. A minute left to work with.
Está nervioso, la cagó. Él sabe que la cagó. Él sabe que la cago.
We try and tactically break down that one.
Toma, ahí.
Neptune, but Exnid, who has been shooting straight all damn series, will clean you up.
Él sabe que la cago. Bien duro.
Holds true and cleans
¿Dónde habrá pegado la granada? ¿La habrá pegado a la pared?
That's just one of those risky nades, though, Andrew, that you really can't afford to invest there. You're banking on slowly working up your objective through courtyard and relying on that nade to create an opening. Obviously, it sticks on the backside of the wall. The aim, not the best there for Neptune, lining up that Semtex.
Ay, no puedo creerlo.
Takes down 0-4 and gifts that round on a silver platter there for Vegas to stop the bleeding. Now down 3-2. Before a team that heavily struggles on the attack. They are the worst team on this side of the map. They need to show me something.
Is it Vegas?
Falcons essentially handed a lifeline off the back of that teammate, but what can you do with it? RCXD give Vancouver Surge a bit of map presence. It is eventually picked on out, but that will burn through some time and gain some information for free.
Ah, qué buena esa explosión.
Find a boozer off the back of the car bomb there. And suddenly Vancouver have to consider that there might have been an A rotation, but Vegas Falcons have
qué buena play, loco. Es que yo no sé cómo mató la granada. Tuvo que haber tirado la granada desde el carajo y cayó allá abajo.
It's a massive first blood because, like you said, it draws the defensive setup over towards the opposing site. And now you have all of courtyard control with the man-up advantage. You just don't want to allow your teammates to get isolated. Thankfully, everyone is still into the play.
Diablo, Vegas. Ella ganó 2 rondas corridos, loco. Cacho, esa granada de Neptune. Cambió. Después de eso no son los mismos.
Over towards courtyard, and it makes their approach over towards be a lot more difficult. But just getting that opening kill, drawing the defense on that side of the map. Setting up after the post plant in towards the courtyard with the numbers. Vegas able to tie the game.
2 rounds on the bounce. Last time it was about stopping the bleeding. This time it's getting some wind into their sails, and it looks like that is going to turn into some aggression over towards A.
Buena, Prista, papi, te quedó buena. Aquí estamos todos explotando. Archery con 1, Blast 2 contra 3.
Lose the numbers. What I will say though, if you're Vancouver, you've dropped the bomb in an awful place.
Eso es verdad. Uy, espérate. Ya, coge la bomba, Uy, ¿lo tienes que hacer ahora? Ay, mamá. A huir.
2v4. Nash is just going to recover the bomb and hit the rotation out.
Número 8.
Advantage in the 3v2.
Ay, no te creo. Lo vio. Ay, Neptune. No te creo.
And the information that the rotate is on in. So, Exnid, can you get here first off the back of that?
No te creo.
Not gonna see up underneath you. I can't believe it. Set up a pinch then, potentially.
Ah, qué buena está. Oh, 1 contra 1.
At least finds a player that commits on the bomb plant. So now it's a 1v1.
Buena, Alex.
Has the SMG in hand. The 2-time world champion had an insane clutch in the map, number 2, and is allowing his teammates now to pull off the 2v4 clutch and ending the round on 6 in a row. He's a stone cold killer. He understands I've been in multiple situations like this. I'm not going to shy away from the moment. And I think the biggest gunfight of the round right there was the one-on-one versus Neptune.
Los Falcones.
You can't get caught isolated in a one-on-one when your teammates are hitting a rotation out. Because then Arcides makes you pay for it, and then he's confident as hell in that final engagement. Vegas take the advantage by 1 with Arcides on 6 in a row. If he can earn himself a Hellstorm, it's GG.
Getting aggressive at the A site. Neptune will answer back onto Arcides with the blood for this one. Priesta trades it back on out. 3-3 then. And Falcons call a potential rotate, or maybe it's a
fake.
Step away for a moment,
Pero
hoping
el
that
número 1 está jugando bien,
Vancouver will rotate a couple players over.
Ay, le van a ver los pies,
Come this way.
Ay, mi pana, Yo no supiera qué hacer tampoco. Oh, Nasty se lleva 1, el número 1, ¿viste?
Looking for a pinch setup here.
Ay, número 7 se va a dar cuenta. Un carajo.
Very impactful on this rap. He's able to locate the one-on-one versus Pred.
Ay,
now exit trap between a rock and a hard place. He is surrounded by players rocking that blue.
Diablo,
and
4 ella.
Able to secure the defensive round.
Mamá.
Even though it definitely got mixy.
Mamá.
I thought once a Boozer was knocked down to 17 speed, if you could have isolated onto that gunfight, you stood a better chance. But Nasty, being his guardian angel, drops through the vent, is able to find 1, and then also find the final kill to close out the round. All tied up at 4. pressure at its highest level. We cannot afford any mistakes from this point on.
Esto está feo, gente. Esto está feo. Ay, ay, esto está más apretado que...
Take a breath, ladies and gentlemen. We enter then round 9. And it is back to A for Vancouver Surge.
En las explosiones, vamos a poder todos los cajos, olvídate de eso.
Though, so that should give the information over to the Falcons should they need it. You're not having anyone engage on the long lane. Instead, deciding to set up in the middle, potentially. Off the back of, yes,
ah, qué buena, loco.
Oh, it connects
Por
with
poco los mata.
down.
Está bien, porque eso los frena.
How do you shuffle if you're the Vancouver Surge?
You really have everything that you want right now. Just don't have any presence over towards A, so now that bomb is going to get planted for free. You're trying to capitalize at the right time.
Oye, espérate, O4 murió.
Shut down the bomb player in 04.
Exacto.
Arseny's fine.
No me fijé.
Now it's a 2v4. You're going to isolate onto these final gunfights,
Es
but
ni
it's a
con
1v1.
vamos.
And X wins it.
Y yo la cara de Fred acá.
Seals the deal there to put you
La cara
on
de
to
Fred,
series
loco.
point to beat out the Vancouver Surge here at CDL Major
Qué
4.
buena.
We get that final kill. A lovely little two-piece to finish things up there. Vancouver, they've got themselves onto that
¿Qué pasó?
side. They were
Ah, es
bullied
terrible,
away.
terrible.
Or at least
Yo
you
no sé
thought
cómo-
so. Potentially they should have been. The Falcons
Yo no
weren't
sé
favored
cómo
in
mataron a
the potential
O4.
route, and instead
No lo vi, no lo
came
vi.
back swinging.
No sabía que era un replay. No me fijé que era un replay cuando le enseñaron.
Into what could be the
Me asusté yo, ya,
final
ya.
round of Surge's tournament.
Ya los Falcons,
Oh,
una
man,
ronda
Surge,
más.
you better
Una
lock
ronda
it
más.
in right here,
Una
right
ronda más,
now.
Falcon.
Not
Una
one of
más.
the home top 12 in the final
Una
major
más.
of the season.
Van a ganar su
Gonna
primer
get
juego
on
si
it.
ganan
There's
esto.
gonna be a little bit of pressure here over towards the
En no
B
sé
side
cuántos
for
meses.
Vegas. No one scamming, no one
O
wants
sea,
to drop first.
en evento, en
Gonna
LAN.
use their attacks to keep them at
Ellos
bay,
ganaron
but
en online.
Vancouver aren't giving up on the setup.
A little bit of noise. Hope you can bait a player in. Neptune will actually slide forward. Connects with the nade though. Next nade's just going to take his time here. You have to be aware of the fact that 04 took himself off just next door.
Sí, eso mismo estaba viendo en
04
el
here, if he
mapa.
gets the timings correct, could find himself a couple of free kills. If he gets it all wrong, he
Ay,
could be the fall
ay,
guy in this Vancouver
ay,
Surge setup.
uno. ¡Ah! No se llevó
Oh, he's not able
ninguno.
to find a kill.
Y tampoco.
He's not able to find a kill, and Neptune throws for the trade. He instantly loses it.
No te
2v4.
creo.
You gotta ice up if you're
No te creo. Ay, lo mataron. No puedo creer, el Falcon va a ganar. Los Falcones van a ganar. Nah, no te creo. Vete pa'l carajo, Falcon ganó.
And send themselves on to the lower round
Mira
2
Clayton,
here
mira
at
Clayton.
CDL Major 4, almost doubling their entire points from the
Diablo,
season
vete pa'l
in
carajo.
one series.
No puedo
A
creerlo.
story that we tried to write coming into this
Ya, qué
series
pesado
study.
me
I
lo vaya.
don't know if we believed it at all, but the Vancouver Surge back-to-back second placings in the previous major
Ya, lo
will
Falcon
be
ganó,
sent
vete pa'l
home
carajo.
very, very